Everything he said to God took the form of a question about God's promise of greatness, a question about offspring and inheritance, a question about land, a question about the likelihood that a child would be born to a 100-year-old man and his 90-year-old wife, a question, in the form of a wish, about Ishmael, and most memorable of all, a barrage of questions, pointed questions, no matter how humbly couched, about the innocent and the guilty of Sodom and Gomorrah. So you can imagine my surprise when God asked Abraham to take Isaac to the land of Moriah and offer him up as a burnt offering, and Abraham didn't say a word, not one word. One question, after 25 years of questions, is all it would have taken. He and God could have talked, and God could have explained what he was up to. And remember, this is the guy God chose to show the world his way, to do what was just and right. Was Abraham always sure what God's way was? Of course not. Was he always sure that God's way was the right way? Not likely. Did he make mistakes? He did. For instance, he never should have given his wife Sarah to another man. Did he always learn from them? Who does? Several years later, he did it again. Did he have days he wished he could do over? Sure. That's literature. That's life. Who doesn't, including God? Remember when he promised not to destroy the innocent along with the guilty of Sodom, to forgive the city of sin for the sake of the good? Not long after, God's angels visited Abraham's nephew, Lot, and the citizenry of Sodom went after them, to a man. God reduced the place to cinder and ash, somehow neglecting to include the city's women and children in his calculation. Still, on his worst day, I didn't think Abraham would do it, not without saying a word. At the very least, I thought he'd stall for time. Say, "Hey, wait, give me a few minutes, and I'll get back to you. I simply need to talk it over with the boy's mother." Or I thought that in the hours between God's command and bedtime, or bedtime and morning, Sarah would have read God's command on her husband's face. Anyone who has followed the travail of the two of them since they left Ur for Canaan would know that that would have been the end of the matter right then and there. But he didn't say a word. Not to God, not to Sarah, not to anyone. Instead, he rose up early the next day, saddled his donkey, called for 2 servants and Isaac his son. He split the wood and headed out. God led him on and on, made the journey 3 days, giving him plenty of time to think about it, to change his mind, to figure a way out. I thought one of his servants might catch on, or perhaps he did too. Abraham stopped when he saw the place from afar and said, "You two stay here with the donkeys. We'll be back after we go up and pray." That left Isaac. Whether or not he knew, he asked exactly the right question in exactly the right way, but Abraham reached deep and somehow found a way to answer. And for all the awe that readers have expressed at his composure, the simple truth is that all Abraham had to do was not fall apart. Isaac was just a boy, thrilled to be on a special errand all alone with his father. He was not about to parse his father's words for hidden meanings. Right up to the last, I thought, I hoped, I may even have prayed that Abraham would protest. "I can't do it. I can't. I obey you as I obeyed my own father, Terah, but Isaac, he is my son." But he didn't. And so God, through a messenger, had to stop him himself. "Do not reach out your hand against the lad, and do nothing to him, for now I know that you fear God, and you have not held back your son, your only one, from me." I was stunned. It was not at all what I had anticipated. I had no illusions about God, not after Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, the Great Flood, and the Tower of Babel. I have never been persuaded that the citizens of that apparently peaceful place, working together and getting along, had done anything wrong. Nor confidence that I could predict his behavior or fathom what he was thinking.